here we are again with another Bible Creative interview. I'm so excited to have Christie Thomas here. Thank you for joining me, Christie. I know is it cold up there in Canada?
Oh, it is. We're having the same weird weather I think that everyone is having. It is actually, we have no snow right now. And it was in the, plus digits today, which in Celsius is weird for winter. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's not cold, but normally in January, I would be like huddled under a blanket right now.
right, right. Oh my
Oh, February.
goodness.
Sorry.
It went,
A month.
yeah. Don't worry. So, well, I am so excited that for those of you who are watching, Christy is going to be one of our breakout speakers for Bible Creative, and she is here to, well, first off, just tell us a little bit about who you are. Who are you?
For sure. Well, I am Christy Thomas. I am a mom of three boys, and I'm currently homeschooling them. Have been for about a few years, but for the last 5 years, sorry. But we have also done public school and Christian school, so we've kind of run the
The
entire
whole
gamut over the
gamut.
last 10 years. So far, homeschooling has been the best option, and it's sticking. But anyway, before that, part of the reason I didn't do homeschooling before was I was working at the church, and I was the children's ministry director for most of about 12 years. And then about 5 years ago, I retired from that so that I could focus on family faith at home and write books, which you'll see behind me there.
Yes, and her, but I've got I see the fruitful one there. I've got that on my shelf back here behind me. It's so good if you want to do some devotionals at home with your family. It's just a perfect book for that. So okay, so what are you going to be talking about at our conference coming up?
Well, I'm going to be talking about demystifying family faith because, if you have been in children's ministry for any period of time, the topic of family ministry keeps coming up and family faith and discipling our kids at home. And, you know, 15, however many years ago it was that I started talking about family faith in my church, it felt like this is really hard. And the only parents that seem to show up are the ones that already know what they're doing. And the ones that I want to talk to are the ones that are not showing up. So I really am excited to talk about family faith and how we can demystify the process of helping our families with that, but also for ourselves. What does it mean to be doing family discipleship together? And I would like to posit that is a lot simpler than we think. And I think that sometimes as children's ministry leaders, we can tend to make it the most difficult for ourselves. I found that it was really difficult for me because I was like, well, I can teach a really great lesson, but at home, I'm not going to be teaching a lesson to my 4 year old. That kind of
Right.
doesn't ring true. So it was actually quite difficult for me to take, what I had learned and what I really excelled at in children's ministry and then do that at home in a natural and organic way. And I struggled with that for a long time, how to make it natural and normal. So my biggest thing is that I believe that every Christian parent can confidently and consistently disciple their kids at home without having to know it all or do it all.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And I keep, you know how, well, you were with us last year at Bible Crave, and you know how these themes just kind of pop up because God's doing his thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm already seeing, and we'll see if it's true when when the conference takes place, but is this idea of helping parents disciple their kids, but helping church leaders know how to help parents to have them disciple their kids.
Right?
And
It's like
so
another layer.
it's a, like this whole layer thing. Absolutely. And I'm so excited to have not only children's ministers a part of this, but we've got like Althea from Association of Christian Schools International is one of our keynotes. And we have um, different Christian universities represented. So we've got some academia represented. And so it's just a crossover of, and we've got some homeschooling influencers that are going to be joining us this year. So I'm really excited about this crossover of discipleship. It's just really going to be, I'm just so excited to see what happens with that focus. This is going to be so good. So, okay, so let's say you are in your classroom. What is that one Bible teaching nugget or a tip that you just always just try to do when you're in your classroom?
I always try to go with what's happening in my classroom a little bit. So I always have a plan. But
That's good.
when I go in, and so the other day, so here, let me just give an example of this. This just happened on Sunday, and I had some really squirmy kids on Sunday. I was in the grade 1 and 2 classroom, and they would not stop drawing on the whiteboard. I was like, oh, guys, I have other things planned. And then I suddenly thought, okay, how can we go with the flow here? How can we go with what they are already doing? And so I gave several of them a marker and I said, okay, draw the Jordan River on the whiteboard. And then they all got a chance to scribble the Jordan River on the whiteboard. And then we wiped part of it off and then we pretended to walk through the whiteboard.
Walk through the whiteboard.
So that is, I guess for me, maybe that's easier for me than for some other people. I tend to think really well, kind of on the fly, especially with children, not so much with adults. But yeah, just being flexible and willing to kind of go a little bit with what they're doing. It's not always easy. Sometimes I want to just be like, okay, this is what we're doing today.
Yeah.
But I do find, especially with children's ministry, we've got such a huge gamut of children. There's different needs. We don't ever know what's going on in a child's home. So I want to try and reach them where they actually are. And sometimes that means scribbling all over the whiteboard and pretending it's the Jordan River.
That's awesome. Yay. So I love that, especially being flexible in your classroom. And you're so right. We don't know what's going on in the home of the children. And so when we have behaviors or acting out or those types of things, it's definitely, and we're gonna have some of this in the conference too, where this communication with parents and working with them side by side and just wow, family discipleship, right?
Yeah,
All of it
exactly.
goes together. It all goes together. So, well, I am so thankful that you were here for just these few minutes. Thank you so much. And for those of you who have been watching, again, this is just a little taste of what's going to be happening at the Bible Creative Conference that's coming up at the end of the month. Registration has been opened. And Christy, we are over 200 people day one. I'm
Wow.
so excited to have that many people register for their free ticket already. So, and that's on day one. So we will see what the next weeks hold, and we will see everybody February 21st. And thank you again so much, Christy. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.